With grocery prices continuing to rise dramatically, many families are having a hard time making decisions about what to buy.
So while you might be tempted to cut back on those healthy items, experts say there really are some ways to get more nutritional bang for your grocery bucks. Our Dr. McGeorge is here tonight with a closer look at how we all can eat healthy. Doc.
Absolutely, Karen and Jason. You know, we know this is an issue that's impacting so many people right now. So we asked a registered dietitian to go shopping with us to show us her expert tricks for saving money on healthy foods.
At Prince Valley Market on Michigan Avenue in Detroit, the shelves are fully stocked and the options are plentiful. Customers say they're paying close attention to how much things cost.
I have to be very careful with my budget. Prices are real high.
Dora Hopkins of Southfield makes it a priority to buy healthy foods, but is careful to compare prices.
Because it's good for my health. Certain things, are just high, and then I try to find something that could be lower price.
That's a great approach, says Bethany Thayer, a registered dietitian nutritionist at Henry Ford Health.
I think there are all kinds of ways that we can eat healthy and not spend as much money.
Saving starts before you leave home.
Planning ahead is the #1 way you're going to be able to save money in the grocery store. And it's also the one that people don't do.
Thayer recommends planning your meals for the week, checking what you already have at home and making a shopping list. In the produce aisle, focus on whole fruit versus already prepared options.
This whole watermelon is $7.99 versus this half a watermelon, which is $8.84, versus this container, which is $5.02.
With fruits and veggies, don't assume pre-bagged is a better deal.
When you're in the grocery store, do the math.
Individual halos were 4 for $1. That's 25 cents each. The 3-pound bag was $7.99, but only had 16 halos in it, making them 50 cents each. That big of a difference even surprised our expert. Thayer says onions and potatoes are an inexpensive way to stretch meals all year round.
A good way to add some flavor without using salt in some of your more savory items.
Moving to the cereal aisle, bagged was a better deal than boxed.
We found that the bag of cereal is 27 ounces for $5 versus 25 ounces for $6. So save $1 and get a little bit more.
For grains in general, Thayer says the healthier whole wheat option is often the same price as the less nutritious version. That was true for the pastas and the breads. Cooking oils tend to be pricey. Thayer says canola oil and olive oil are both good sources of monounsaturated fat, but canola is a much cheaper option, especially for baking or stir fries.
In this case, it's a little over $2 versus a little over $6 for the olive oil.
When it comes to meat, shopping the sales is key. Thayer also recommends serving more meatless meals and watching your portions.
You only need about 3 ounces, or the size of the palm of your hand.
Frozen fish is another healthy, cost-saving option.
Tilapia tends to be a lower priced fish, and again, a very lean source of protein, delicious in a lot of different things.
If you're often throwing out fresh produce that goes bad before you can use it,
buying it frozen is a good way to save some money because you can pour out what it is that you need and then put back into the freezer what you don't for another time.
While it takes a little more planning and time to save at the grocery store, Thayer says it's time well spent.
People are starting to make decisions and more, hopefully, informed decisions on what it is that they're purchasing.
Now, people often think that they're saving money by buying healthy foods in bulk, but Thayer stresses you really need to do the math and make sure that you're actually able to use that food up before it goes bad. Point of fact, the average American family of 4 throws out about $1,500 in wasted food each year.
Oh, and I know you got to be careful about those impulse buys. I know that's my big mistake. I see something like, oh, that's going to be great, but it costs a lot of money sometimes.
Well, that's exactly it. And, that's where sticking to a list is key. And Thayer says it's also important to not shop when you're hungry, for example, because you're definitely going to buy more. And if you can, come alone when other family members aren't there, because you're more likely to buy things that you don't need if there's other people there. And actually, you're also distracted. It's just harder to focus on strategies like comparing prices and doing the math.
Good advice. We appreciate it. Thank you, Doc.